Hey, it's your boy D Davis, Mr. 360, back at it again with another episode of Sports Talkable Stuff. I I watched a couple matches of the All Out pay-per-view from A&E last night. I was looking for it. I just couldn't find it. I I ain't buying pay-per-view play. So I was looking for it. I got this little setup where I could watch a lot of shit. Uh, just my little setup. But I couldn't get us. I saw it was a Spanish telecast, and I was looking for the American telecast, and I couldn't find a American telecast. And then I went back to the Spanish telecast, and I couldn't find that. And at that point, I was just like, I'm done. So I watched something else. But this morning, I saw a couple clips of matches. MJF and Daniel Garcia. I saw that match. MJF won. MJF won. Um, and Daniel Garcia went wild on him. I'm not that big on that match feud. MJF is just too big of a star to be in the ring with Daniel Garcia. And Daniel Garcia is a fine worker. He just doesn't look like he's not a star. And yeah, he's not a star. He's like not even like a mid level. Like he just needs to be built better. Um, and that's most of the people in AEW. So no offense to Daniel Garcia, you're just not uh, you're just not built to be a star. And the look itself doesn't look star-ish. So uh MJF won. Daniel Garcia took his revenge on MJF after he won, which I don't know. AEW booking is so ass. You need to know who the face and the heels are. Um, and the booking, it's hard for me to talk about AEW without cussing. So I take a lot of long uh, pauses because uh, I just want to cuss because you can't do a better job of pro wrestling booking. Pro wrestling booking is so easy. It's so easy. Yet you choose to make it more difficult than it needs to be. But that is the sign of intelligent people. You know, intelligent people make the hard easy, and unintelligent people make the easy hard. Guess you got to find balance in the middle, or just stop being dumb. So the two matches I saw, MJF Daniel Garcia and Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page. I know they've had a long uh, program with each other. They've been going back and forth for it seems like over 6 months, definitely. Um, Hangman burnt dude house down. Swerve. Swerve got big, like at AEW. Like he really went on a run after like he went in Hangman's house and whatever he was doing with the wife and kids, like it was like some real heel shit, like some dastardly stuff that you don't do. And somehow he got over as a baby face, which makes absolutely no sense. And you really have to question the intelligence of the AEW fan Because how does this happen? So the booking has been just trash, basically since the inception of AEW, where things just don't make any sense. And because things don't make any sense, you get a lot of confusion from the crowd as to who to root for and who to cheer. So I'm watching this match. The clips that I'm getting of the match, and the crowd is totally like definitely silent. Like they're just watching what's going on. And before I talk about the match, like both these guys have been like heels, but popular heels. And who like Paige Paige burnt down dude's house. So you would think that Swerve would be the fate, like everybody will be rooting for Swerve. But Swerve started the shit because he did a dastardly act to he went into dude's home first. Like it's retaliation. Like I know a lot of things have happened in the middle, but who do you root for as a fan? I guess you just want to see the match. And as I'm watching the match, I'm listening to the fans and they're talking, they start cheering, we want fire. And this is the state of society where of course it's fake, of course it's choreographed, it's staged, it's not real, but it's real people, persons, it's real persons. It's persons who are engaging in the performance, in the act, in the play. I know it's gimmicked. I know it's not real concrete. I don't think it was real staples. The match, they had a lot going on in that match. And real talk, the match from the start of the bell, matches like that need to be about 15 minutes max. 15 minutes max. There's too much gaga, too much gimmicks, uh, it's too much shit going on in a match, specifically like last night, where you got staple guns, you got a little sword. What would you call it? A dagger. You got a dagger, a staple gun, a cement block, tables, all this shit in the ring in a steel cage match. I missed the part like how did all that stuff get into the ring. I missed it because the thing I was watching was clipped and everything. But how did stuff get into the ring? Maybe it started. Maybe they brought in the box before the match started. Um, but it looked brutal until a certain point, and then it looked fucking phony because it went on so long, and the blood they weren't bleeding anymore. That makes me question if it's real blood or not. Like they went so long that all the blood just there was no more blood, and you got dude getting power bombed on cement blocks. At some point, for the audience, I mean AEW's audience, they're gone. That's a foregone conclusion. If you at this point, if you buy an AEW pay-per-view, if you go to their shows, if you go into multiple shows, you're lost in a sense of pro wrestling and what your taste in pro wrestling is. Like I'll say this. If you pay your money for AEW at this point, your palate for pro wrestling is shit. And there's no stake. There's no in pro wrestling in 2024. There is no steak. There is no prime rib. There's no succulent meal in pro wrestling. It's kind of like a buffet at this point. You get a little bit of this, you get a little bit of that. But at AEW, like we had a buffet. You get some you getting the backwash uh of something. You getting that water, you getting that water that's underneath the trays that's supposed to like help keep the food hot. You getting that underwater, you getting that water. That's what AEW is. It's just high, it's expensive that water that's underneath the pot to keep the other pot and the food warm. That's what AEW is. And you paying money for it. No, don't, because it's not good. It's terribly booked. And you got a couple guys, couple ladies at AEW. They are talented, and I feel bad for them. Ricky Starks gotta get out. FTR. I don't know. Maybe they should stay because Dak Cash. Maybe Cash needs to go back to WWE. I think Dak belongs in AEW because for active athletes, I just made a video for active athletes. Don't say anything. Don't do podcasts. Just try to be the best performer that you can possibly be. Active athletes, performers. Goes for you too, uh, Dak. But yeah, it a lot of it just is unbelievable. It was unbelievable that match, and humans cannot endure that type of uh supposed physicality physicality and endure like that. Like you have your hour matches, 45-minute matches where you relatively you keep it in the ring for most of the match. You may go outside for a little bit, you're not using too much tables, chairs, and uh things like that. That makes things believable. But this match was a gimmick match from the very start, and it went a very, very, very long time, and it took the fans out of the match, uh, and things just became unbelievable. And what I was left with, it just was some fake bullshit. And even with the winner of the match, Adam Page, he won the match. I, is it over? The booking is so illogical with this. Like, all right, Paige gets to burn down the dude's house and beat him. It's like some new Triple H Booker T shit. When Triple H used all that racial stereotypes, like Triple H was a dick, and like you'd be like, okay, cool, Booker T's gonna win it at WrestleMania. Nope, nope. At least with that, it was over. I don't think it's gonna be over. They're still gonna because you can't burn down my house, beat me, and think I'm gonna be cool. But I mean, it's AEW. Like, shit, it might be over. Like, is AEW. So what can I say? Those were the two matches I seen on the show, and quite frankly, the only two matches I want to see. Um, let me just check and see because I don't know the results of uh, Daniel Bryan and Jack Perry. I don't know those results. I would assume Daniel Bryan won. I assume. Um, Maybe he really wants to retire. Um, and maybe they could put Jack Perry uh, over Daniel Bryan because, you know, even though it's been very bad booking uh, for Jack Perry, like they've tried to highlight him uh, since he came back, because of all the CM Punk stuff, like, he's a scapegoat and all that. Um, and they've highlighted him, they've showcased him. Um, but it's Jack Perry, and he doesn't look like a tough guy. Um, he doesn't look like a tough guy, you know. So will the casual fan take Jack Perry serious as the world champ? No. Will the AEW fan that's already there and pay their money, will they take him serious? Well, yes. But they're already there. Tony Khan's Tony Khan should be uh, trying to entertain the ones who are not there. You're not going to entertain the ones who are not there with the dog shit booking, illogical booking, pushing uh, performers who aren't that good in the ring, or trying to propel performers who don't look like stars, trying to make them stars. It's not going to work, you know. But TK isn't a booker. He just happens to have a lot of money. See how that works? So you don't have to be actually good at what you do, qualified at what you do, proficient at what you do, uh, well knowledge on what you do, have the temperament to manage others. You don't have to have any of that. You just gotta have some money. Or somebody believes in you because you say the right things to be put in those positions to be over others. Well, that's a much deeper conversation. I touched on that a couple videos ago. But yeah, all right. Daniel Bryan retained the belt over Jack Perry. Reading the match results, uh 27:57, 28 minutes with Jack Perry, unacceptable. That's a 12-minute match playing. Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan almost beat Brock Lesnar. Almost beat Brock Lesnar. Daniel Bryan has beaten some. I think he beat Kane. Like being some big dudes, like not legitimately, but he has been put over. Uh, he has been put over by some pretty big names in the game. Yeah, I don't think it took him 28 minutes to beat Kane or any of those big guys. He beat. Uh, yeah, MJF over Daniel Garcia, Young Bucks over Blackpool Combat Club. Yeah, of course, the Bucks are going to retain. I caught the end of Will Ospreay and Pac. Ah, my back killing me. Oh, but Will Ospreay, I like Will Ospreay, bro. I think he's good in the ring. He's better when he has people who can slow him down. Uh, Packing one of the people that'll slow him down. But Will Ospreay beat him. Statlander submitted. Statlander over Willow Nightingale. Okay. I like both. Statlander and Willow are both very good in ring. They should probably be in WWE, both of them. Uh, they would just be presented better. Um, but Statlander keeps getting hurt. Like you got to be healthy. Uh, Okada, Orange Cassidy, Okada versus. Oh, this was one of those four ways. Okada versus Orange Cassidy, Takeshka, and Mark Briscoe. And Okada won. Mark Briscoe's really good. Like his shit stands out. Whatever he does, his shit stands out. He's good on the microphone, very good in the ring. Like, I don't like all that flippy shit, but like when he does that high flying stuff, like it's impactful. Like it looks good. I don't mind high flying shit. Like I don't mind flippy shit. Just make it look good. Um, Monet, she beat Sheeta. Uh yeah. So this is that's the card. Didn't see it. Didn't see too much of it. But yeah, ain't that interested in it. And I can't say I took a long time. Took a long time for me to find that initial Spanish feed. Then it took a longer time for me to look up try to look up the American feed, which I didn't find. So I was trying to watch it. I was trying to see what's going on. But the Colorado game was on at the same time. Um, they got whooped. Dion ain't talking that shit no more. Like he was like shit. But yeah, that has been. I didn't even want to talk about the rest of the card. I just looked up the results, but I more wanted to talk about Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland and what that match was, the booking of it, the match itself, and just kind of where we are or where AEW is. Um, and guessing that presentation. I mean, for those who like that type of shit, it's good for you. But as someone who wants to run a business and wants to be profitable, but TK, he's not worried about being profitable. He wants to do what he wants to do. What he wants to do isn't profitable. Um, it's not going to get the numbers that he wants to get. It's not going to get the viewers. It's not going to get the television renewal contract that he wants to get. Um, Plain and simple. Like he might sign a big deal, um, but it's not going to be what they were saying, what Meltzer was saying. All these other cronies were talking about uh, him getting, and they were talking all this about the deal so much, and there's been no deal. So, AEW might be on YouTube. Who knows? Uh, they talking about a deal with Max. I guess the numbers. They talking about the numbers. Might be Max or YouTube, but this is your boy D Davis, Mr. 360. This is Sports Talking Bull Stuff. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell me your thoughts. If you think I'm full of shit, please let me know. It's okay. I won't cry. I'll cuss you out. I won't cry.